Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. Alright, let's craft together. Alright guys, I'm going to be doing some jewelry here. And the jewelry that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be making this jewelry. It's some earrings. I don't know why I'm stuck on earrings so much lately. But it's some earrings that I'm going to be making out of resin. And so I'm making a mess right now, but I've already mixed up my resin. I use the amazing clear cast resin, where you mix equal parts of A and B. And I've already mixed my resin here. I'll show you the box, and you can follow the instructions if you're interested in using this type of epoxy. And I'm going to be pouring this into these 5 cups here because I have 5 pairs of earrings that I'm going to be making. And so I want to mix different colors. So I'm going to put resin in each one of these cups, different colors, and see how it turns out. So I'm just trying to make sure I got enough resin in each cup, and then I will start mixing my mica powder in with the resin to get the color of choice. And anytime you're mixing epoxy, you want to make sure that you scrape your cup that you have it in, because otherwise you're going to end up throwing away a little bit of your epoxy, and you don't want to do that. So always scrape your cup to get all of your product out. Alright, so this cup can go in the trash, and I'm going to start mixing some different colors here. I'm going to mix some that I haven't used yet. Should have like a little spoon over here that I can use. So I'm going to use this pink, and these are my molds that I'm going to be using. So I'm trying not to put them on that little bit of a epoxy that I've wasted. So I'm going to move these over a little bit. And I think, or I'm hoping, that they're going to turn out really pretty. But I guess we'll have to see, huh? So I'm going to open this up, and so I can put my mica powder in. Alrighty, so I'm going to open up the pink, and I'm going to put a little mica powder. You don't want to inhale this stuff, guys, so don't be sniffing, like trying to get it all up in your nostrils, keeping it close to your face. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, that pink is so pretty. Oh my God, I should have used this pink a long time ago. So I'm just mixing in just a little bit of mica powder in with my epoxy. And I like to use these types of cups because you can fold them pretty good so that you can get a nice pour in these little particles or little bitty areas. Oh, this is so pretty, guys. I don't know if you guys can really, let me move my stick out of the way, but that, put it over that way, it's so pretty. Oh my God, I always fall in love with these different mica powder colors. Always fall in love with them. I do see a little bit of air bubbles, air pockets, so I'll take care of them by using my heat gun if I don't get them all out here. I'm not stirring, I was about to say stirring super fast, so I don't know why it's generating a bunch of ear pockets in there. And I think I'm gonna go with this one, this mold right here for these earrings. I think these will be really pretty in this pretty pink color. And it looks like I had just enough pink resin for this. You don't want to overfill, and sometimes I say that and then I do it. So I'm just gonna be careful here. All right, that's my first pair. Hopefully you guys can see that, the pink ones. And next I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna go ahead and close up this because I don't need it any longer. Oh, that's gonna be so pretty. I think I want to do, I'm gonna go with fuchsia. This is the fuchsia. And again, don't put this all up in your nose. Trying to look at the color. Hold it away from your face as much as possible. So this is fuchsia. Go ahead and close that up. And I'm going to stir this one. And I'm trying to move as fast as I can because I have 3 more pours to do, and I don't want my epoxy resin to start hardening or getting warm, because that's to let you know when it gets warm. Look at that color. This is fuchsia. When it starts to get warm, that's to let you know that it's getting ready to start hardening, and then it's, you know, more difficult to work with. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pour this one. And I think for this one, I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do the little cross-like one. This one here. Let me pull this up a little bit so you guys can see me pour. Or maybe I'll do this one. I'm gonna do this one right here. So you want to make sure you get your resin in your in the little area where your metal piece goes. You want to make sure that you do get the resin in there. So I'm going to try to let that one kind of self-level a little bit. Oops. I'm supposed to be taking my cup and pouring it with the cup kind of bent, but I forgot that's what I was doing. So I'm gonna have to pull some of that out, because otherwise it defeats the purpose of the design of your earring. So I am going to take and scrape this down. I'm going to try to do it in this cup without making a mess. So I'm a little bit off camera, but you guys bear with me just a second. I don't want to get this epoxy on me. I want to get it in this cup. All right. So there we go. That's better than what I had at first. And I'm just making sure that I don't miss any of the little areas. But you want to make sure that that epoxy is all the way down in those little crevices, because if it's not, then that means you're not going to have a complete earring. Okay, there we have it on that one. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one before my epoxy dries up on me. And I think this one I'm going to go with, let's see if I can use a color I haven't used before. I'm going to go with copper. I'm going to go with copper next. This is the copper. It's kind of hard working with this plastic glove on my hand. So we're going to put our copper in. And I'm only using like a little spoon of it. Oh, that is so pretty. Y'all, I always get caught up with mica powder colors. They are just so pretty to me. All right, this is the copper. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I think I'm going to do the copper. I'm going to do this mold right here on the copper. I don't have a rhyme or reason, guys. It's just what I'm feeling right now. I might pour this and be like, oh, I should have did that one on that one. You know, when it's all said and done, because these do take 24 hours before you can demold. Ooh, so pretty. It almost kind of looked like a chocolate in the mold, but you know, y'all know. Well, y'all probably don't know, but I just put my new glasses on so I can see again. Hallelujah, Jesus. Y'all won't believe that I threw my other glasses in the trash by accident, so I had to go get a new pair. All right, so that's our copper there. Kind of looks chocolatey. That's the copper, and that's the fuchsia, and that's the pink. And I got two more molds, and I think I'm gonna go with this avocado. Kind of looks, no, I don't think I want to do avocado. I think I'm gonna do this jadeite green. I think that might be pretty, so I'm gonna try that one, and I'm gonna put that one in this mold right here. Y'all, today is my Friday. It's after 5 o'clock, and it is time for me to enjoy my 3-day weekend because I don't work on Fridays. I hope I didn't put too much in that one. All right, and I'm using the same stick. I would normally tell you to use a different stick, but since all of these are for me, I'm not worried about it. I am not worried about it, guys. I'm gonna get my little turntable here, and I'm gonna sit these on my turntable so that when all is said and done, I can just pick this up and take it and put it in the kitchen where I normally just sit all of my epoxy while it's drying. So that's one. Please don't fall, please don't fall. That's two. That's the third pair. so you guys can see that sitting there, give you a better visual of it. And this is the pair that I'm getting ready to do now. I think all these are going to be so pretty. I'm not going to be able to make up my mind which ones I want to wear. I'm probably going to be looking crazy with one of each color. Alright, so now I'm going to pour. I'm going to try to hold this up so you guys can see without me making a mess. So this is what I meant by the cups, is that I can take the cup and squeeze it together so that I don't have to worry about, you know, pouring too much. But does that always work? No, because sometimes I'm heavy-handed, or at least that's what my mama used to tell me, and my brothers, was that I was heavy-handed and I didn't know how to fight because I would hit too hard. All right, you know what, this probably would have been prettier in that pink because it kind of has the hearts. I don't know if it's too late for you guys to see that, but this probably would have been really pretty with that pink, but there's always tomorrow, right? So I'm gonna have to scrape this one too because I'm pouring too much, and you don't want it just sitting on top of the mold because then it's going to defeat the purpose of, you know, how pretty you wanted them. So kind of having it up on this turn thing here is going to help me, because then I can take this, let me see if I can get this where you guys can see. Then I can take this and I can scrape it so that when I put too much, I can just use it to scrape it over into the cup. So I'm going to turn it around, and I want you guys to be able to see. In case you try this, you'll know how to handle. You see how I over poured on this one, but that one looks good. So I'm just going to take and scrape down just like that, and then wherever I see that I'm missing some, I can just use my stick to go back in to fill it up, just like that, just like that. And just want to make sure that it is something in there, because it looked like air pockets. And trust me, air pockets will be your worst. That's the worst thing you can get when doing these. Because if you don't catch them, then you'll have breaks in your earrings. And we don't want that. No, no, no. So we got to make sure we catch it before it starts to cure. Okay. And you can use a toothpick, guys, which is probably what I'm going to do here in just a moment. But you can use a toothpick to go down in there to make sure that your epoxy is laying down in those little areas. And I got to hurry because I got one more to make. And I don't want my epoxy to start to harden. All right, so that's that, so you guys can see it. And I got one more to do, and I think on this one, the other one was pink. I think on this one I'm gonna do blueberry. This mold right here, I'm gonna do blueberry. So I'm going to open this one up. I think this one will look good with some jeans or something. So we're going to put our little bit of blueberry in. And I'm going to forget these colors, so I'm probably going to have to look back at my video to remember what colors what. Like the green is easy, the pink is easy. And I think I smeared something on that pink one by accident. But it's all good. All right. Now we have our blueberry, and it is hot. That means that the curing time is almost up, or the time for me to mix it is up. So I gotta mix this fast because this cup is hot, guys. It is hot. So I need to pour this one quickly. Thank God I used a darker color. Alright, so we're going to see what we get here. I probably should have left all the colors out, and that way it would be easy for me to know what's what. But too late now. Alright, so I'm going to try to pour this one without making a mess. Alright, so I'm going to start up at the loop where the metal piece will go. And then I'm going to come around to the bottom. So this one is, I thought would be really pretty because it's filled up at the bottom and then going around the sides. And then at the top, it doesn't have anything. So it's kind of like an opening. So I'm going to have to go about this one a little bit differently. So I'm going to push this over to this side. And try to get it down in that little area without making a mess. And I can always go back and put it back in my cup. So I'm going to pour this around so you guys can see here. So you see how it goes in a circle. The bottom part is completely filled, but not the other part. Alright, so now I got to go in and take care of the metal piece, where the metal piece goes, and also the sides. Alright, and like I said, if I get any overage, I'm just going to scoop it up to get it in this cup that I'm using. And I can kind of sort of see down in there to where I need to add more epoxy, which is a good thing. Okay, so that's that. Just trying to clean it up as best as I can. All right, I don't know how I ended up with this little bit of whatever color this is on my pink. I am not happy about that. It's like a gold, and I didn't use any gold except for the bronze like color. Maybe I got some of that bronze on there that's looking like gold, with it touching the pink. I don't know. All right, so that's it. That's all 5 pair of the earrings. So it'll be interesting to see how they turn out, and of course I will not know until 24 hours from now. Of course I may be able to do them before 24 hours, but it's going to be pretty close. I don't want to demold too soon and risk them not being completely dry down in there and then break them or bend them or whatever. So this blue one, Burberry or whatever it was, blueberry, is giving me a headache. All right, that's all I'm gonna do. All right, so I got that. Now I have all this extra epoxy. I'm gonna find something to pour it in, so that I don't waste epoxy, which is what I don't like to do. I do not like to waste epoxy. I think I can stand to put just a little bit more in this one right here, because it's looking kind of flat, and we don't want flat. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more in there like that, and everything else is golden. So I'm gonna find something, a mold. Hold on one second. Alright, so I'm going to use one of my, this is what I use to make cup holders. So I'm just going to pour all of them in one and see what it turns out to look like, just so I don't have to waste this epoxy. Okay. And then we got our pink. You know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make this, and then I'm gonna fall in love with it. And coaster. That's what I meant to say. Is a coaster. And then I'm gonna want to mix up the rest of them, so I can make coasters in all these different colors. Crazy, right? You know how we do it. All right. And the last of the green, or the jadeite, or whatever they call it, we're going to pour in there. And it doesn't fill it up all the way, but it'll be enough for us to get rid of the epoxy without just trashing it. I bet this thing's going to be so pretty, and I'm going to be mad. Alright, so I got this for my, try to break down so you guys can see it, for my coaster. There we go. It looks like a pretty mess. That's what it looked like. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and sit these in the kitchen so that they can start to cure. And yeah, I'm gonna see how they turn out, and I'll see you in 24 hours to do the demold together. All right, stay tuned. All right, guys, so these are my 5 pairs of earrings. They're now cured, so we're gonna demold these together. And then I took the excess epoxy and I just poured it in one of my other little molds, and so you can see all the different colors that I poured in there, just to keep from having to trash the epoxy. And then I got an idea, and I'm like, these would be cute to make a bunch of these. So every time I pour epoxy, when I have extra, I'm just gonna pour one just to see what the different colors look like. But anyway, that's that. That's not what we're here for. So we're gonna do the green ones first. This is called jadeite green. Okay, so we're gonna demold these together. And to demold, you just kind of pull away gently from the epoxy, just kind of loosen it up. And we're gonna pop it up. around with it until I get it out. And you do want to give these time to really gel. Oh, those are beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so that's one. We're going to take out the next one. So if you don't give them time to cure, when you're trying to take them out, they're going to bend. And you don't want that to happen. So that's one. And we're going to take, it came with the earring pieces. This set came with the 5 molds. And then it came with its own metal pieces, but I don't like them. So I'm not going to use those. It came with the jump ring and the little metal piece. But I like these because it is already attached. So I don't have to do all the extra work. So I'm just going to take and use these. And then I'll use the other ones when I'm forced to. But I'm just going to take my metal piece. I just open it up with my needle nose pliers. And then I'm gonna close it. So I want you guys to be able to see it. So that's what it's gonna look like when it's all said and done. Pretty, pretty. Okay, that's the jadeite green. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but it has like a little hint of a glitter look to it. All right, let's do the matching one. And then on the end, I'll pull it all together. And this one, it looked like some of the epoxy didn't get down to the very end. So I highly recommend using a toothpick to kind of help maneuver the little tight spaces to make sure that the epoxy goes all the way through. But it's no deal breaker. They are still absolutely gorgeous. So that's the jadeite green right there. And so that's our mold. That's our mold for that one. And these are pretty thick, guys. Put it to the side so you can see it. They're pretty thick. They're not thin. So you have to really make sure that epoxy gets down in the little bitty crevices, because if you don't, then you're going to end up, I got epoxy on my nails from when I was going around these little things, like right there. All right, so that's one. And just make sure you get, you know, the epoxy out of those crevices, because you don't want that color to interfere with your next time you use them. All right, so let's go with these little leaf looking ones next. This color is, let's see, this one is the copper. This is the copper. So again, we're just gonna pull slightly from around the mold. Oh, that is pretty. That is so pretty. All right, so this is the set. I'm trying to get it where you guys can see it. That's the set. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna take my little, I might test it. Let me test one of these gold ones and see. I really don't like putting together a jump ring and then having to put the earring. I really don't, because I don't like messing with small parts because of my nails. So this will probably take me longer than it will probably take you. But this mold set, it comes with its own jump rings and backs, little plastic backs. Oh God. Okay. So these are the jump rings. And I have to find my other, let's put down Oh, Jesus. See, I'm already losing them. All right, so we're going to open up. I'm using my needle nose pliers. I'm just going to open up the jump ring. And this one, I don't really like it because it has the needle nose, because it has a spring to it. So it wants to do its own thing. And I don't know what I did with my other one, because I have several. I have another pair of needle nose that aren't with that little spring in there like that. All right, so you open up the jump ring and you put it through your earring. And like I said, these are pretty thick because they're the thickness of the mold, if you guys can see that. So you want to make sure you open up that jump ring wide enough to get in there. And there we go. And then once you get your jump ring in, you're going to take your additional piece and lock it on. See, I can't even get this little bitty bag open, child. There we go. All right. So we're going to take that now and we're going to put it on. You see, this is why I don't buy them like this. I must not have been paying attention, because I do not like to buy the ones that are already put together. I want them to do the hard work. So it's easy for me once I get it. All right. So, but this is pretty with the gold and the gold and the bronze instead of the silver. All right. Okay. Let's try to pick that up. Hold on, it fell. All right, there's that part. And there's one, but that's not the one I had. Now, when you do these on carpet and they fall, and you're working with the gold, it's kind of hard to see it. So anyway, I'll have to open up another one. All right, let me speed this baby up to see if I can get this done, because I want you guys to see the finished 5. So I might only do one of these, because this is gonna drive me crazy. I can tell you right now. This is why I don't buy this kind of metal pieces. You know, some people that do this a lot, they make this look easy. And I know it's not easy. That's why I never buy these. I'm gonna be to open up all these things and drop them on the floor. Okay. All right. I don't want this video to be super long with me just trying to get these things on here, which is what it looked like it's gonna be. Hold on. All right. Need some music cueing in the background, don't I? All right. I'm gonna pause this video and I'm gonna put these together, and then I'm gonna come back if I don't throw them. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pause and come back when I'm done with putting these on the ends. All right, guys, I finally got them on. It took almost an act of Congress for me to do them. So I'm gonna put them up here so you guys can see them. So I'm gonna go like that. Uh-oh. All right, so that is the copper. That's the copper pair. Okay, and then this is the jadeite green next to the copper, so you guys can see that. I hope you can get the full effect of the color, because that mica powder is gorgeous. I love that mica powder. All right, so that's 2 pair right there. We're gonna do the pink. The pink are the ones that I'm really excited about. So that's the mold for the ones that are copper. And I'm going to get that epoxy off there. And this is the pink. So like this one is super easy. Oh, that pink is gorgeous. Oh, that pink is gorgeous. I think I'm going to put the silver on the pink. And that's what the mold looks like. And I'll go back in and I'll clean up these little bits of epoxy that are on the ends here. I'll clean those up and make sure that they're not inside the mold, because you don't want those bits to show up on your next project. Okay. All right, so that's that one. And I'm not going to fool with the gold because I don't want this video to be 100 hours long. But because these are thick, you do have to really open up these metal pieces. Okay, so you really have to open that up wide because of the thickness of these. And I just use my fingers. All right, that's one pink right there. And you see how much quicker it was for me to do these, because the metal pieces and everything is already connected. These are the ones that I prefer to buy because it doesn't take an act of Congress for me to pull them together. I just open up the metal piece with the needle nose pliers and I'm good from there. Super quick with the needle nose. I mean, with the ones that are already put together. All right, so that's the pink. Now we got pink, jadeite green, and copper. Okay. All right, we're gonna do the next one, which are these, which I think are gorgeous. I like the shape on these. All right, so again, you're gonna have to be very gentle. Make sure that they are hard, guys. If you don't, you're gonna bend them. So give them the proper amount of time to cure. And because these are small pieces, these are beautiful. They did not take the full 24 hours. It might have been 12, if I'm being honest. It's probably been about 12 hours. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna pause the video and come back. I'm gonna do the gold ones on this, and you know it's gonna take me forever, so I'm gonna pause and I'll come back. All right, guys, that's the fuchsia. That's the fuchsia. That color right there is the fuchsia. And now we're gonna go in and do the blueberry. Now the blueberry ones, I had to go back and add some epoxy because I noticed that they were there were some areas that looked like some air bubbles had hit it. So I had to go back and add some epoxy. So it's gonna be interesting to see if these you know what they look like. So this is the ones that have the blueberry. And this is the one that gave me the most issues. You can see that there are some little areas where it looked like the epoxy didn't get all the way down. But I still love the shape of these. They're just the most difficult they were the most difficult to work with, if I'm being honest. And I'm going to have to do a little cutting. But that's the shape. Hopefully you guys can see that. but they're no deal breakers. Like, I think I'm going to do the silver on these. I think that'll be pretty. So this is the, again, this is the blueberry. I'm going to, when I get my Cricut scissors, they're in the other room. When I get my Cricut scissors, I'm going to go in and tidy up those little bits on the end. And I'm going to put the gold pieces on this one. Oops, earring failed. I'd rather the earring fall than the metal pieces. Alright. So, turn around. That's the blueberry. Pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Alright. So far, that's what the blueberry is looking like. And I'm going to do the last one on the blueberry. And we'll have 5 pairs of earrings. Now, I felt like this mold right here was going to be my favorite, and it is, but it's the most difficult. It was the most difficult because you had to really get down in there to make sure that epoxy was all the way through. And the other molds weren't as difficult. All right. So like I said, these are pretty thick. They're not thin earrings, but they're not heavy. All right, so I'm going to try to show all of them without this piece of cardstock falling, and I'll go back in and I'll tidy up the little bits on the blueberry. But now I have 5 pairs of earrings. You got your blueberry, you got your copper, you got your greatite green, pink, and fuchsia. Tell me which ones are your favorite. All right, tell me which ones you like the best. And I'm gonna try to, let's see if I can get a better, there we go, without them falling. All right, there we go. So Burberry, copper, jadeite green, pink, and fuchsia. Tell me which ones are your favorite. Okay, and again, this is the mold for the ones that I use for the blueberry. I keep saying Burberry, like the perfume or whatever. But yeah, go back in when you're done, clean up the little bits, make sure you don't get them in here. But this one was the most difficult because you had to really get down in these little bitty tight spaces around the earring. And if you don't, then you're not gonna have, you're gonna have some missing spaces. So I just added a little more epoxy, because of course the other I had used was used up by making this coaster. So I used my extra epoxy from all the different colors. I just poured it into a mold, and that's the results of that. But I think it's pretty. That way you can see all the colors, guys. That mica powder is amazing. The company that I got this mica powder from, let me see if it's on here. Nope. I'm gonna find my little box with the information on it, and I'll put it in the description, because their mica powder is gorgeous. Okay, I just left out all these colors because I wanted to be able to give you the actual name. So that's the copper, that's the fuchsia, That's the jadeite green. Now this is the one, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And this is the blueberry. And this is the pink. So the colors don't really come to life, guys, to me, until you put them in that epoxy. Once you put them in the epoxy resin, then they come to life. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I might have the, what you call it here. All right. J. Diction mica powder. That, hopefully you guys can see that. JDICTION. J. Diction mica powder. And they sent me 24 colors. And so you guys can see the little box they sent me. And I've shown this before. I've shown them because I've used their product, their mica powders before in some of my products. But these are all the colors they sent me. And then they send you the little spoon to dip out your colors. So check out J. Diction. They have their own website, and I think they're also on Amazon, but they also have their own website, J. Diction. Okay. And they also have their own epoxy resin, which does not have a smell to it. It doesn't smell like the Amazing Clear Cast does. So yeah, that's it. And that's all. I said that these were the backings, but they're not. They're the little pieces that go onto your earrings. You know, like if you're selling these, you put these on there, and then the person can take them off when they're ready to put their earrings on. But you just put them on the little tips down there. But I can't wait to clean these up, because once I clean these up, they are going to be beautiful. So you see the little bits that I need to clean up on the ends. But you see how thick they are, guys? They are really thick, but they're not heavy. I do want to stress that. They're thick, but they are light. Okay? Alright, guys. That is it. I will put in the description the J. Diction. I'll link them. And I will also link the seller or supplier that I got these from Amazon. This mold came with, or this set came with all 5 molds, and then it came with all of the metal pieces, not the silver ones, just the gold ones, the ones that I had the most difficult with, the jump ring. It came with those pieces, and then these little plastic pieces that go on the end. Okay. All right, guys. Like I said, it didn't take a full. Try to get this camera. It did not take the full 24 hours. Ugh, Jesus Christ. For the earrings to cure. It's probably been more like around 12, maybe 12 hours. Okay. Of course, I went to sleep and just woke up and they were together. So there you have it. All 5 pairs of earrings. Tell me which ones you like the best. And the pink ones are turning there. There we go. Tell me which ones you like the best. I know the blueberry, I can't want to say Burberry. The blueberry, I need to clean up the bits, but once I clean them up, they're going to be beautiful, just like the others. All right. All right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you're currently following me on Facebook, thank you guys so much for the love and support via Facebook. If you would like to join my group, it's a private group, so you do have to request to join. Just send a Facebook group request to Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters. And if you're currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, then thank you guys so much for the support and love via YouTube. If this is the first time you're seeing me do a tutorial and you like my method of teaching, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share. Tell people about my channel, please. One of the things that I am going to do is because one of the things I found is this is a top seller right here. And what you do is you go in and you sublimate the baby's name and date of birth inside the ears. So I am going to be doing this. And I said sublimate. I don't think it's sublimated. They used HTV. So I am going to be doing that on this. I ordered this off of Amazon. I've had it now for about 3 or 4 months. I just never did it. But it's sitting over there waiting for me to do the next project. So maybe my next project will be on how you do the ears. Okay. All right, guys. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And you guys know my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have a great day. Bye.